guys, Rich here with Shift, and you are now in module number 1. And this module will cover the free tool Cronometer. I'll give you a little quick overview here and some of the benefits of using this tool. If you look right up here at the very top of my screen, you can see we are on Cronometer.com. Okay, and you're going to want to click this button right here, sign up for free. No need to do a paid service. They do offer a paid service, but everything I'm going to show you and how to use the tool can be done for free. But since I have an account, I am not going to go through the whole sign-up process. You guys can figure that out on your own. I don't think that would be the best use of our time. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in. And there is a login with Facebook feature as well. Okay, so this is loading up now, and so the interface for Cronometer is actually very, very simple. There is a couple things that may make it look a little daunting at first, and since this is the free version, you're going to get ads here, here, and here, which kind of clutter it up and make it a little distracting. You'll see past it in a short order of time. You won't even notice them anymore. The other thing is all of these markers here that could seem a little daunting at first, but we're going to dig deeper into this in module number 2 on how to set all this up and how to better understand it. But you can see just from looking at it at face value, you got vitamins, you got carbohydrates, you got your general calorie intake and water and caffeine, lipids, which are fats, cholesterol, and things like that, your proteins, your minerals. The most important things, guys, per my little rant in the introduction, are the vitamins and minerals, and not so much the carbohydrates, the fats, and the proteins. While they do play a role, obviously, I'm not saying throw them out the window, but this is where you want to really focus your analysis on when you use this tool. And this is why I love this tool, because there's so many of these options that you can plug in here or take out. I mean, so many of the other ones only show a very limited amount, especially in minerals. You know, some will show potassium, but they won't show magnesium or calcium or anything like that. This is a complete outline here of what you need to be looking for, and I'm going to show you exactly what to look for and what numbers to plug in there for targets to shoot for. Okay, so I just want to give you a quick lay of the land visually on how I use this and how you can use it. So starting out over here, this is the day that we're on. Now you can toggle back and forth. You can go into the future days you haven't even done yet, and the reason for going into the future would be if you want to copy a diet plan. So say on the 13th I like this plan, it worked out well. I'm going to come over here, and you can copy a day and paste it onto the next day, so you don't have to re-enter everything. But right now, as it is the 14th of March, we have a blank slate. I haven't put anything in yet today. I've been fasting anyway, so I just did a workout, and I had a small post-workout meal, which I'm going to input a little bit later on. But I did leave it blank for the instance of this training, so to keep it looking a little more simple. So this, I really want to just go through the website, going through some of the tabs, and then the various areas that are on here. So the diary tab, which is here, is the one you're going to be on the most. So after you do the initial setup, and then, obviously when you do some tweaks, you'll get into some of the other tabs, but the diary is the main screen that you're going to be on. And this tab right here is the Add Food tab. So when you want to add an item, you'll come in here, you'll type it in here. This list down here is just, it'll start populating ones that you use quite often, so you have a quick reference guide type of thing. But say you wanted to put in here, you had salmon, Atlantic wild, and it was cooked. So then it's already got it in there now, and it's going by ounces, so it's showing 1 ounce right now. Okay, so you would want to take that up and say maybe it was a 4-ounce piece, and all you would do is you would hit add, and now it has populated down here in the body of this, or the underneath the description, and this will start filling up with all the items that you put in there. Okay, and then you'll notice now that was put in, now it's starting to populate all of this stuff. Okay, so green means you've hit your target, yellow means you're on your way, and red means you have gone over. Okay, so I would draw your attention to this real quickly, nutrient targets. So you're 41% of the way to your nutritional targets as it pertains to what you have put in to the diary already. So you want to aim to get into the 90 percentile range on this, guys. You don't have to get exactly 100% every single day, but I don't want to see you down in the 40s or 50s either. So you want to get this around 90, so within reason, guys, right? So let's not go crazy beating our heads if we're not exactly 100%. Okay, so that's how you would add an entry. Okay, you can also change it right here. So say you messed up and you actually had 6 ounces, or you went back for seconds because you were hungry. Just do that and hit enter, and it changes it to 6. I am going to put another entry in here real quick. I'm going to put spinach in here, and 1 cup, we'll say 1 cup. And now you have 2 items. So now this is showing both of the items conglomerated, what the nutritional value is. Now, if you want to see just one, so what did the spinach do for me? You just click on it, and now it's just showing what spinach is packing as far as nutrients, okay? You want to get out of that, you click up here in this bar right here, and now you're looking at everything conglomerated once again. The other thing, you want to see, say, well, how did iron get so high so quickly? You just mouse over that and leave your mouse over it, and now it's going to give you a list of how much iron was in the spinach, how much was in the salmon. So if you're overloading on iron, maybe you got to cut back on your spinach. So that's a very useful tool, especially when this list gets long of stuff that you're putting into the diary. You can see exactly what things are causing you to go over, or what things are deficient. So easily you can plug and play new foods and supplements just by looking at this data here. So I'll give you an example, like on omega-6, you don't want your omega-6 to be too high in relation to omega-3. So if it's getting way out of whack, you look here and see what's causing that, and say you had a lot of olive oil or a lot of avocado oil, which is higher in omega-6, you can see that quickly, and then the next day you can toggle that back a bit and have half the amount of that oil. So you can easily see what the problem areas are or what is beneficial to you. So that's a really, really awesome feature right there. Okay, so that's food entry. I am going to get deeper into the exercise and the biometrics in the next module and the notes, but right in here is where you would do that. You can add in your exercise, you can add in biometrics like your weight and your blood pressure, pulse, whatever you want to do. And then journaling, which is so cool. You can journal in here, write the way certain foods make you feel, or whatever you want to put in there, how your workout was, whatever. But really powerful to be able to journal in there. Now this does tell you the amount of calories you need to maintain your current weight. Now again, I've been telling you, I don't want you to be so hard on yourself about calories. You can use it as a benchmark, but do not beat your head against the wall if you're not getting the exact amount of calories that this is telling you to get. This is probably the least, the item that I use the least on this platform. I'm more concerned with the minerals and the vitamins. I'm trying to get close to this number, but I'm not hanging my hat on that and going crazy about it. Okay. So another really cool thing is over here, this thing will give you historical data on the amounts of this pertains to calories. This one pertains to weight. So you can track your weight if you weigh yourself every couple days. You can go over here and put the biomarker right into your diary, and it will plot it on these charts for you, and then you can start to see a trend. Okay, so since I've been tracking, I was 140, now I'm up to 143. I have been trying to put on a little bit of muscle, so it looks like it is working. What's funny is if you look at my calories, they're all over the board, and that's because I've been trying to plug and play with different things and doing some testing to kind of learn myself, as I mentioned at the top. But what's very interesting, if I went back through all the days, which I'm not going to do just because I want to save time and get you guys all the information you need, how to do this on your own, I was darn close on all my vitamins and minerals and all these days, and look how different my calories are, guys. So this is why I'm telling you, It's not so essential to be on the number with your calories. If I'm still getting my vitamins and minerals, I'm very, very happy. Again, I don't want to have 200 calories or 6,000 calories. I want to be somewhere in between. But you can see most of my days were between 2,000 and 3,000 calories, with a few that were just below. So it's, still within a range that is comfortable. But all of those days, guys, I'm hitting my vitamins and minerals pretty darn close to where they need to be in the proper balances. And I'm going to give you some information on key balances to look for when building your diet. Okay, so that is that. Let's see. We got trends here. So graphically, you can see again what your calories are. You can come over here, use the drop-down box. Give me a second here. It's not cooperating. So you can do any amount of time that you want. You go about 6 months, last year, all time, whatever you want to do. Certain days you can do. Completed days. So there is an option. You mark it and it says completed day. That just closes out that day and then moves on to the next. So not a big deal there, but kind of cool that you can look back over time. And this is another one with the weight. Now again, with the drop down, you can track whatever you want: your body fat, your height, your mood, your sleep. You can track it all on here and see it graphically. Okay, so right now it's the last 6 months. It's showing the last 6 months. You can show a trend on there if you want, and then you can zoom it to fit. Okay, so now you see the trend is up, and my goal is being realized because I am gaining the muscle that I want to be gaining. Okay, so you can get a visual representation of your progress. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now they have a nutritional report and a full report. Now these are reports that you can generate, but you cannot do it on the free version, so I'm not going to dig too deep into that. And there's no real need to do it at this point in time. I don't really use that. Snapshots is another one where you can put pictures in there and snapshots of whatever you want to put in there. Another journaling aspect of this program, which is pretty cool. And then we're going to move over to foods once this thing gets moving along. Okay, so in here you can put custom recipes. You can put your custom foods in here if you want. So you add foods that may not be in the database. So you would have to add in the nutrients on your own to populate that. You can ask an oracle, and then you can do a search for foods over here. So that's just a food search. Okay. So settings. So your account settings, this is just your credentials to get in, your subscription level, and notification preferences. And the profile, now we'll spend a little time in here real quick. You want to put into your profile, you can put your current weight in there, your height, and you can put your body fat if you know it. This is not correct for me. I am 5.7, and that's a percentage, so I will add that. So now that's up to date. But if you don't have it, you can get it done. You can get it done with a caliper, or you can ask a personal trainer to do it, or whatever you want to do. But just it's good to track it from time to time to see if you are gaining fat, losing fat, or what's going on. And then put in, this is important, put in your activity level, if you're active or not, so it can track that. Now, you can use this feature of the program, but I don't want you to get too crazy about this. So if you're looking to lose weight, you can use this tool here. So right now I'm 143. I'm trying to get up, say 155. I did this as I don't really go by this, but I did this just as an example. If you want to use this tool, you can put down here what your goal timeline is. I want to gain 1 pound per week. Okay, so if you take your mouse and go along this blue line here, it's going to tell you that June 6th, 2019, I should be 155 if I'm looking to gain 1 pound per week. It's now March 14th. So that's telling me, so March, April, May, June. So in about 3 months, I should be at that 155 if I hit these calories. Now in this gray lettering here, and this is very calorie centric, so I don't like to use it too much or hang my hat on it. It says you would be required to have a 500 calorie or 499 calorie surplus to do these to reach this goal of gaining 1 pound per week. Now, I've already told you that my calories have been all over the board. mostly less than 3,000, probably around 2,200 to 2,300 a day on average, and I'm gaining weight. So how is that? Well, I told you that I'm getting the proper nutrients in regards to vitamins and minerals in the proper balances every single day, and I've been religious about doing this. So that should tell you right there that the calories are just not that important, okay? And getting the proper vitamins, minerals, and the proper balances is far more important than worrying about a calorie count, okay? So this is why I wouldn't get too wrapped up in this section. It is a cool tool, but I don't want you to get too wrapped up in it because it's very calorie-centric, okay? So that's my take on that. The targets. Now, we're going to spend some good amount of time in here on the next video to show you the details on how to do this, but this is the section where you're going to put in the macronutrients that you're going to want to try to stay within. Again, the macronutrients are somewhat important, obviously, especially if you're doing like a keto. Like I'm trying to get about 75% fat, 5% carbs, and 20% protein. Now, if on certain days my carbs and my macros and all this stuff is not exactly the way I have it laid out here, due to days I work out, I will eat a little more carbs right after my workout. And I've been doing keto for a while, so my body is fat adapted now. So even if I went up to eat 50, 60 carbs a day for a couple days, I'm not going to knock myself out of ketosis. My body is now burning fat. It has adapted to the fat. I'll give you a good example. I went out on my anniversary just a couple days ago, and we had a huge piece of blueberry lemon cake. And today I read my ketone readings, which is a day later, or 2 days later. And I am extremely deep into ketosis still. So your body will adapt over time. So again, if I would have beat myself up about having that cake, it would have been a wasted effort to get beat up over it. Your body will adapt, and you don't have to stay so tightly into those ranges. I want to emphasize that point. You can track your carbohydrates as net carbohydrates. And if you don't know, guys, what a net carbohydrate is, that is, if you look at the food container, and it says 10 carbs and 7 fiber, you would subtract the fiber from the carbs, and you have 3. That will be the actual amount of carbs that you have in the food that you were eating. So that's what a net carb is, and that's what you want to track. Okay, so the nutritional targets are here, and this is where we're going to be inputting the recommended daily values in the next module. You got your vitamins here, you got your minerals, and then you have your carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. The lipids are fats. You're not going to have to enter anything here because we already entered this. It will automatically do that in some type of a dynamic calculation. So we're going to concentrate on vitamins and minerals. And you come in here and you select which ones you want to show up in your diary and which ones you do not. And I'm going to show you how to tinker with that. If you want to put in some of these characteristics, I got ketogenic and fasting just so the program learns you and gets familiarized with you a little more. You can do that, not really essential. Devices, I don't ever do anything with this. These are available apps and devices. I don't do anything there. And sharing, you could share your information with other people or professionals or a friend, but you have to have the paid version, so I don't really use that at all. Okay, so back to the diary. And over here we'll also show you your macros if you want to take a look at that. But pretty much, guys, that is the overview and the layout of this very simple but powerful tool. So that's it for module 1. And I did want to mention that you can use this on a desktop, or there is an app you can also scan the nutrients in the app, just like some of the other popular apps. And it does. It's 100% it syncs back and forth. So if I enter something on my computer, it shows up on my phone. If I enter it on my phone, it shows up on my computer. So, which is very cool. And so, okay, that is it now, guys, for Module 1. And I will be back with Module 2 in just a few minutes. So I look forward to seeing you over there. And I'll see you then, guys. Thanks.